Hudson Valley Weather Senior Forecaster Bill Potter. We want to take a more in-depth look at what's going on over the last 12 to 24 hours in terms of the information that we've had and the information that we provided to you guys to try and explain how things went from a potential significant winter storm situation Tuesday morning to kind of let's wait and see, this might not be such a big deal Tuesday night. Tuesday morning on the website and on the Facebook page we put out this map, and what this map shows you is a low pressure system developing off the coast of Virginia, moving northeast, spreading widespread snow across the Hudson Valley that would begin to come down steadier and heavier as the afternoon wore on. Hudson Valley was always expected to be on the southwest fringe of this storm. The question that we had was, how much snow could we possibly squeak out of this? Some of the information we were seeing suggested maybe 4, 5, 6 inches of snow for areas well north of I-84, especially closer to the New York-Connecticut border. And this map was put on the website to kind of illustrate that. You can see this purple here is a 6-inch line that was kind of trying to sneak its way into the Hudson Valley. We did think that, based on all the trends that we have been watching for about 2 days, that, everything, the more time went on, the greater the snow potential appeared to be for the Hudson Valley, until where we were sitting this morning, where it's kind of showing some areas of 6 inches of snow creeping into the Hudson Valley. And that's when we put out the information that we did on the website and on the Facebook page. And we were asking, could we see even more? Could we see 4, 5, 6 inches of snow across the Hudson Valley from this? Because it really looked like it was going to crank up, and the trends were for it to do so earlier and earlier. So don't normally do this. This is a European model that we were using. A lot of people were using this map, and it's really what kind of sounded the alarm. It's why social media got a little haywire early Thursday, even before we started discussing it. But it's really one of the reasons why we did start to discuss it in a serious nature, because the European model was suggesting widespread 6 inches of snow for the Hudson Valley. A trend like this at about 48 to 60 hours out is not something that you want to just disregard. You have to kind of discuss the possibility of it. And we didn't go this far, but it's calling for 7 inches of snow in Poughkeepsie, 6 in Newburgh, 9 up here near Hudson. I mean, this was a big ticket event. It was going to be a big item for the Hudson Valley if this was to actually play out. So what happened? Well, this was the European model that came out late Monday night. This is the European model that came out 24 hours later. And now you see it, now you don't. We went from a widespread significant snow event to, now Poughkeepsie's not even coming in at 2 inches of snow. You're talking about maybe an inch in Poughkeepsie, maybe an inch in Newburgh. You still have a pretty good snowfall in the Catskills, but it's completely gone away from the idea of a moderate to significant event in the Hudson Valley. And this is backed up by the NAM computer model. Same thing. You can see that the snow just erodes right up the Hudson River Valley, and you have to go either into the Catskills or up into New England to find any significant snow. And you want to ask, how does that happen? Well, that's a good question. Alex and I have been talking about this all day, and we're still not even entirely sure. And me personally, I have some big problems with what I'm saying, and I'll explain to you why. Alright, this is the forecast temperature for around 7 a.m. Thursday morning. So basically you wake up Thursday morning. What are the temperatures? You're looking at roughly around 30, 31 in Poughkeepsie, 29 in Newburgh, 27 in Monticello. So well below freezing everywhere. All right, so temperatures are below freezing when the sun comes up. Clouds are already in the area, so it's going to hold the temperatures down. You're not going to see temperatures spike with, the sunshine, driving temperatures up. You're not going to see that. And on top of that, we expect that the snow would move into the area between 8 and 11. So, you're looking at temperatures below freezing, and then the snow moves in an hour later. Temperatures are still at or below freezing. So, it's not a common thing that the temperatures will rise at the surface when snow is actively falling. There are certain scenarios that have to play out, one of which is that you have warm air coming in at the mid-levels of the atmosphere. So, you have a lot of situations where you'll have a snow to sleet to rain situation, and that's because it's cold at the surface, but you have warm air coming in at the higher levels of the atmosphere, and that eventually warms its way to the surface and turns the snow over to ice first, and then rain. Well, these are your cloud level temperatures. And anywhere that you see white here, it's below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, i.e. cold enough to support snow. And this is at 1 p.m. Thursday afternoon. The entire Hudson Valley is below freezing. So basically anything that falls from the clouds is falling in the form of snow. So then you don't have this influx of warm air at the mid-levels. So how do we end up in the mid 30s while it's snowing? You don't have warm air intruding at the mid levels of the atmosphere to force the temperatures this much above freezing, which is what all the computer models are saying. And despite what I may think personally and what Alex may think, you can't just forecast against all of the data that you're seeing. So, we're going to forecast based on what we're seeing, but understand that we do have problems with this. I mean, 37 degrees at 1 o'clock on Thursday, I'll be personally very surprised if that's accurate. I would expect to see it much more around 32, 33 degrees, personally, and snowing. Who's going to be right, me or the computer model? Alex agrees with me. So, it's really not just me, it's kind of us. But again, we can only take it so far. If it was one or two models, we might pull the trigger and go against the grain. But, I mean, everything we're seeing is saying that we're going to start the morning out below freezing, it's going to start snowing, and that we're going to warm up despite the fact that we don't have this big push of warm air at the mid-levels. So we'll see what happens. So what we did was we just put this out. This is an updated map. You can see here that the rain-snow line does push into the Hudson Valley, and this will greatly cut down snowfall totals anywhere from I-84 on south especially, but even north into the valley, you're going to have some mixing according to this. Everything moves a little bit slower. Excuse me, the system moves faster, but the development of the storm is a little later than what we had originally been projecting. So, the models are saying we're going to push some warm air in off the ocean, and that remains to be seen. But if that does happen, you're looking at a lot of changeover from snow to rain throughout the Hudson Valley. Anywhere south of I-84, a coating to 2 inches maybe. Near and north, you could see, this is the map we put out. We're thinking a coating to 2 inches tops down here based on the changeover information. Once you go up in elevation a little bit, might see 1 to 4 inches. Monroe, Warwick, out in the Middletown, Walden, New Paltz, Poughkeepsie. It's 1 to 4. We're taking it all the way up the valley because everything's saying that the warm air is going to flood right up the valley. So once you get into higher elevations, the Gunks, the Catskills, Southern Catskills, Hurley Highlands will go over 3 to 6, and then also in the higher elevations of eastern Columbia County, where there is a winter storm watch, we're thinking maybe 4 to 8. We'll have to see. It's a very complex situation, and we really, I apologize for this 10-minute video, but really wanted to try and drive home some of the concerns and some of the uncertainties we have. We're going with the data that we're being presented with, but some of the stuff that we're seeing within that data doesn't look right. So, you're going to want to pay attention on on Wednesday throughout the day, to see if anything changes as far as our ideas. Because, the big thing is that, look, we are not getting in on the core of this storm. New England's going to get a foot plus, and we're not going to see any part of that. The main question is, are we talking about 1 to 4 inches in the valley and a coating to 2 inches, or are we looking at maybe 1 to 3, 2 to 4, and maybe 3, 4, 5 inches of snow in the valley? That's really what we're talking about here. Because some of the latest data even wants to chop these numbers down even further. So that's what we're looking at, as far as what the big questions are. Basically what you see. Could we see a little bit more than this, a little bit less than this? But the main concern of a major nor'easter for the Hudson Valley no longer appears to be concerned with this system. So please check back for updates on the website, on the Facebook page. Probably just going to put this beneath our forecast on the website, because again, the video is now going to approach 12 minutes. So thanks for listening. Appreciate any feedback you got. And we'll give you the latest information as it comes to us. Thanks for watching.